Hi everyone, Chas from Chas's Crazy Creations. Welcome to another crafting live. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that my comments are going in case you guys are joining me and you have any questions along the way. So I'm refreshing the page. Give me one sec. All right, looks like it's live. And then let me blow up my comments so they'll be a little bit bigger. There we go. All right. In the comments, I'd love to know where you're watching from, so please go ahead and drop in the comments where you're watching from. Welcome. Today we are going to take this candle holder that I got on clearance at IKEA, and we're going to talk about all the different ways that you could do something with this. So we're going to go ahead and pan down, and if I need to go more forward facing to this, I will do that as well. So here is the candle holder. I got this, again, at IKEA. This was before COVID, and it was on clearance at the time. So I'm not sure if the store still has it, but there are a lot of similar lantern type style candle holders out there. So normally what we would probably do is take a candle and stick it in there like this, right? So the standard candle, and it could be a real candle or it could be an LED. Now, depending upon where you're going to hang this candle holder would determine what kind of candle you would use, because I don't generally outside in the summertime recommend real candles because they get hot and then the wick melts in funky and it kind of gets hot and cold fluctuation, and then they just don't burn well. So I'm a big fan of the battery operated ones. Another thing you might do is get a jarred candle and put a jarred candle in there as well for inside or out. But let's talk about my favorite thing in the world, which is taking one item and adjusting it for every single season. Hi, Cynthia. So what we're gonna do first is, it's summer right now, so I might give you an option for summer. So let's start by taking a mason jar. And then what I'm gonna do with this mason jar is I'm gonna pour some sand in it for that beachy look. Maybe you've got some shells, and then you're gonna drop your candle in there, and again, you could use real or fake. So really simple, and you got a summer candle holder in there. So that's one really, really easy idea. And again, you could add some shells to it, or, you know, maybe you don't want a candle. So instead, maybe you want to just fill the center with the sand. Maybe it's a memory, and you could put the lid on it if you're worried about dust. Maybe you want to fill it with sand from a trip you've been on. Maybe you're an artful person, so you want to use all the color sands and fill them with a bunch of different colors. Make the rainbow out of all the colored sands and put that in there. So then you've got rainbow sand in there. Or you can color your own salt or rice and do that with rice and make the layers. Maybe you just got married and you want something unique besides the, what's the candle called? When unity candle, right? Isn't that what it's called? We didn't have a unity candle at our wedding. We did a flower ceremony instead, where my husband gave me a rose and I had the vase with water. And our ceremony talked about how they both needed each other to survive. The flower needed water, and I can't remember if the water needed something pretty, I don't remember. But I just remember it said without the water, the rose would perish. And kind of we giggled over that. But anyway, so you could do the sand filling for your unity thing at your wedding and then put it in something like this too. So that is just one really easy concept with sand and or candles. All right, so let's talk about the next idea, which is maybe you can go get a dollar store vase. I'm gonna tip this down. You can slide this inside the center, and then this is just mint from my garden, and you can drop your mint. This is, can you see that? I know it got a little high there for you guys. Let me scoot it forward. So now I have a centerpiece for my table. So I use mint because I think the flowers are pretty, and you know, again, you could use fake flowers. You could use, you know, for fall, spring, summer, winter. You could put different foliage in here for every season. Or maybe if you're lucky, you get fresh flowers every week, and you could put your fresh flowers in and give it this farmhouse look. So again, just add a vase to the center of this lantern and add foliage of your choice. So that is another option. So if you like this, please send likes, please send hearts, please share this with anyone who might be interested in thinking outside the box and decorating seasonally. So again, one item and you've got something for every season, right? Okay, so again, with this concept in mind, another idea, oh, this one's heavy. Maybe we'll do this one first. The dollar store always has fun seasonal lights. I'm a big fan. These are a little tangled. But these are just stars, and they were for the 4th of July, and I've had them for a couple years, but they sell them pretty much every year. And I'm not gonna get them untangled, but you know what I mean. I'm like, who last played with my stars? Probably myself, right? I did this to myself. Tangled up my own stuff. All right, well, we'll get them semi-untangled here. But what you can do with these is just add them, again, inside. And you can either turn them on, stick the battery at the bottom, and then stagger them in there like that, get them to stagger in there a little better than that. You can add cellophane in with it, and then that'll help spread it out. The other thing I've often done is I will hang them up like this to get them stay up a little bit better. Let me put my handle back up. And then maybe I keep on the back side the battery pack on the outside so that they hang a little better inside there. So that's another idea. Oh, thanks for the love, guys. So that's another easy summer idea. And that's just a strand of lights. And again, you can use the mason jar. And when I think of mason jars and lights, like the white lights, like I'm gonna show you next, to me, the white lights always remind me of fireflies. And in Minnesota, we call them lightning bugs. So again, you could just put this mason jar inside with some white lights inside of it. And these are also from the dollar store. And they have different variations, but you put this in there and you've got your firefly lights inside. You can also hang these so that in the summer, let me pull this out for a sec, put this in. You've got your fireflies in there. And again, you can put your battery pack inside or out depending on what you're doing it, but you can hang these up then, of course, too. So, real simple idea with a mason jar again, or this vase that fits inside, or if you want, you can weave lights around and just leave lights in there. You don't even have to have any glass. So again, so we've done summer, we've done some suggestions for year-round foliage. Now what I want to do next is, I'm going to set this one back in here for this one. And this one's going to get noisy. So if you want to turn the volume down, you can. Now this is optional. The other thing that I'm a big fan of, but I don't happen to have any of right now, is you know those little lights that have a sticker on the bottom that you click, and they're LED. You click them and they turn on. I like to put that in what I'm going to do next too. So, and then, yes, I have a lot of these dollar store rocks because every Halloween we hand these out as a non-candy option. We also hand out hot apple cider, but we call these Charlie Brown rocks, and the kids get to pick their own Charlie Brown rock out. So taking this, filling it up with the rocks as much as you want. I'm gonna move this battery pack underneath here. Rocks overboard. Is anybody working on anything this summer? Drop in the comments if you're working on something. I'd love to know. All right, there we go. I'm gonna have to dump those back out in a second, but. So there you go. You've got another easy lantern. You've just colored this. This is good for year round. So you get to maybe the winter time and you need something else, you pick a color of rock that you want in there, and maybe even if you have natural rocks, or maybe you want to put shells in here in the lights. You know, there's a lot of possibilities again, and you can adjust it for every season. So again, I'm going to ask you to put in the comments, what do you think you would put in something like this? Because that is another idea. So that's just another idea. You guys see that a little bit? I'll tip it. I know sometimes the different angles for lives are a little harder to see. I might actually, no, I'm going to keep you guys up for the next one. We're going to switch. So I'm going to pull this out. Maybe I will move you forward. I'm going to pull you guys down so that you can see. So let me move you down, and we'll see if we can see that from the front a little bit better. Okay, there's another angle. All right. So let's talk about fall. Yay, fall is coming, so we're gearing up and we're thinking about it. And we're gonna talk about a couple options that you could do with this for the fall. So, this is just an inexpensive vase. I think this one came from a thrift store, I don't know, but I think you can find these same ones at the dollar store. And I'm gonna place that inside, and I want this to stick out of the top. I've also been known to use brown bottles, so you could use, say, like root beer bottles or beer bottles that are brown, and I've done that and stuck them in. But these are just little fall leaf LEDs that were from the dollar store, and these are a little more wiry. So what I like about these is they can stick up a little bit more. The other stuff is a little more bendy, rubbery, I guess is the better word for it. And I'm gonna stick those in there, and then I'm gonna turn it on like so. And to me, this reminds me of a pumpkin. So there is my stem, and again, the dollar store even sells some green vases like this. So if you want it to have a green stem, or like a beer bottle or a root beer bottle, like I said, you can use those, and those will be your stem, and then you just pick the color lights and put that inside. So again, I hope you're enjoying this. If you like this and please send hearts, please share this. I've got one more for you. So I'm gonna pull this back out. We're gonna do one more. I'm gonna use these. I was debating, I thought about white lights again, but I think I'm gonna use, actually there's the lights I wanna use right there, so let me go grab them. They're right on the floor. Okay, white lights, perfect. Now, depending upon what your space looks like in here and the size you can find, we're gonna mess around with pine cones. So some of these pine cones will fall through here. So if you have big pine cones, you know, you might want to pick bigger ones for this, but you're gonna go in and you're gonna place your pine cones in side here, layering them around however you want. And you'd fill it up. I just grabbed a few to bring in our house to put in here. And I've got some that are kind of small, but I also have some really big ones outside too. These skinny ones are from our blue spruce tree. These ones are blue spruce pine cones. And then the other ones are from our ponderosa pine, I believe. So that's what the different kinds of pine cones are. So you could easily just make a nice little fun display with your pine cones. Now I would probably normally add even more of these pine cones in here. There we go, now they're sticking. You could also stick them back in that vase. So if you want the vase look, and then what you do is you take you leave them like that. I love fall because you can easily use nature to decorate your house. You don't even have to buy things, you know, pumpkins, pine cones, cinnamon sticks. I love that, so great. And then you're just gonna weave these in and around And I probably would have like layered them. So, you know, put a layer of the lights in and then stack your pine cones on, and then layer of the lights and then stack your pine cones on, that kind of thing. So that way they're evenly distributed and you've got them all over like so. So if I were to pull this in, I could pull this through here and finish them up. So I would probably put some more pine cones in here. You could also spray paint your pine cones if you want more orange in there or whatever. So other things that I might put in here for fall, for example. Thanks, Cynthia. Some of the other things I would maybe put in here would be like the jar. If you go back to the mason jar, I would put acorns. I would put nuts. I would put leaves. I could put popcorn kernels. So I'm going to pan you back up. So lots of options with one really easy idea. So that's just fall. So this one lantern, and you can get the square lanterns too. Same thing. Put other things in them. So all nature stuff for fall, and you've got something for all 3 seasons. Then change it up for winter. So then maybe winter, I would want to put this jar back in, and I would put in fake snow. I would put in, if you're a Christmas person, put in Christmas bulbs. If you, you could do the snowflakes. You could do, I'm like, there's so many ideas usually. Just the candle for warmth. You could put a sweater candle in the center of it, which means just go take an old sweater, cut the wrists off of it, slide it over your candle and stick it in there, and you've got that warm look. I think pine cones fit for the winter too. That's just me. Then for Valentine's Day, get some plastic Valentine hearts. Get some real Valentine hearts, and put those in there. Thanks for the love. And for Easter, if you're an Easter celebrator, put the eggs in there. Put, you know, peeps in there. There are just so many ideas. Flowers in there. And you can always add the lights with it too. So you can take the one thing and change it for every season if you want to. So lots and lots of choices. So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you how one thing in your home, you might not think it's versatile, but it really is. Just about everything you have in your home can be changed up just a little bit for every season. So I hope you enjoyed this, and oh, hi Liz. I hope you enjoyed this show, and please share this with anyone else who might want to take something ordinary around their home and adjust it for every season. Think outside the box. It's not that hard. Just get creative. So I will see you at our next live. And I have my stretch classes on Tuesdays, and my lives are usually on Wednesdays. And oh yes, before I forget, our Craft with Chloe and Chas group is doing really well. We're having a great time in there. We are thinking about adding some seasonal crafts and seasonal repurpose and upcycles and projects for fall and Thanksgiving and into the holidays. So we're hoping to launch that as well in the group, and we'd love to have you join us. So if you're interested, either write that in the comments, or you can definitely, you can email me through my blog, Chas's Crazy Creations. There's a contact form there, and you can contact me through that. All right, I think that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.